And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Wrestle Pierce Raw Review. We're back at it live, and as always, I'm your host, Ibu of Wrestle Pierce, better known to many of you guys as Backup Hangman. And I'm live, joined again with my new co-host, Viva La Jana of Wrestle Pierce, and Rob, of the Island of Relevancy.
Big Island of Relevancy.
Yep, and we're here live to review the post-elimination chamber edition of Monday Night Raw, a show that had various teases for WrestleMania, some contradictory, and so we're gonna try to make sense of a show that throws you in various different directions, let's say. But before we do that, guys, please make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe, super chat, all that good stuff. We're going to have a couple of broad conversations based off some of the things that happened on last night's show and have some fun with you guys. We'll be here for roughly the next, 80 to 90 minutes or so. So again, guys, like the video, comment, subscribe. It's how we pay our bills. It's how we feed our children. And I'm going to throw it first to Jana. Jana, this is your second Raw review, and you already got the hang of StreamYard. You're here live. You're here on time. You got your connection ready. You're looking good. How we doing? What's going on? Talk to me.
Reviving. Second stream. Revives only. I see the week on us.
Have you gotten your Wrestle Pierce uniform in the mail yet?
No. I think it's delayed because of the snow I got last week, but I think that I'll have it soon.
Okay. All right, that's fine. Do you want a hat with it too, or what? What are we doing here?
Yeah, give me like a fitted.
A fitted? In what color?
Pink. We're on a pink theme, guys. I got
Awesome.
my iPad in pink headphones, pink nails. We're pinked out. Okay.
Absolutely. I just saw we got a We Want Jana in the chat. A second We Want Jana in the chat. Look at that. Look at that. You're getting over with the audience. We love it. Rob,
What's
Mr.
up?
The Island of Relevance.
Damn.
A bit rocky. Looking a bit rocky, but how are we doing? How are we doing today, sir?
I've been all right. I did not watch Raw in full last night because I was stuck in the NWA verse. I was watching 1986 NWA during Raw, so I was not locked in. But so I watched the entire
Hold on. We got breaking news.
What? What?
WWE.
What?
Tama Tonga is headed to WWE.
Let's go!
Are you?
We're so back. 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 What they say, Ebru? Ain't nobody ready for who, Ebru? We're so back. We're so back. Let's go.
Hold on. Let me tweet. Tama Tonga is WWE. Tap in for our live reactions. I don't know why this is so funny to me. It's just mad funny. Imagine WWE thinks he's Samoan and just like.
Oh God, they're gonna throw him in the bloodline. Unironically.
I feel like he's gonna be involved with the AJ Carl Anderson shit since he's a former Bullet Club member. But all right, off that. Get some views off that shit.
How much?
We're so back, nigga. We're so back, nigga. Oh my, yo, when he's doing the Too Sweet with Anderson and Gallows and AJ on SmackDown, y'all better mute me. I'm letting y'all know. You might get nasty on y'all's timelines.
All right, you know what, Rob, finish this introduction. You were in the middle of doing, and then we're gonna go right into the report, and then we're gonna get into some super chats.
So I did not watch Raw in full last night. I watched the Hulu version this morning, where I can get all the nutrients that my body needed to get ready for this Raw review. But my body did not need was an Indy Hartwell match. My stomach would have turned, and I would have thrown up everywhere. So yeah, I'm ready to do this review.
Good to hear that. It's good to hear that you did catch all the major points.
Yes.
Of this show, and I'm ready to get into it too. There's a lot of interesting teases, and it's I don't know how to feel like it. they weren't the type of teases that indicated exactly what matches we're gonna get at WrestleMania. Are you all right? Can you not smoke crack on air? So yeah, we got a number of teases yesterday, but like they weren't like immediately clear. Like for example, and we'll get into it later. Like Andrade seems to be friends with Dominic, but Andrade also had a conversation with Adam Pearce about him having his first match. It looks like it could be against Dominic, so maybe that's what that's all about. But there's just a bunch of little teases yesterday, and again, Rob, we've been predicting this for months. I think we're finally going to get that tournament to lead to Gunther at WrestleMania. But we'll get into all of that, folks. Remember, guys, we're live on the Russell Pierce Raw Review. We'll be here live for the next 80 minutes or so. Please make sure to send super chats, like the video, comment, subscribe if you haven't. And in case you're just joining us, if you're just filing in, folks, Wrestling Observer Newsletter has reported that Tama Tonga, formerly of the Gorillas of Destiny, formerly of the Bullet Club of New Japan Pro Wrestling, who has departed New Japan, is heading to the WWE. Tama was somebody who was looking to go a year ago, and there were reports as such indicating that both he and Hikuleo were looking to make the jump. But ultimately, that didn't happen. That was around the same time that he was being linked to Jay White, who was also looking to make the jump. But WWE was undergoing a hiring freeze because they were in the middle of a sale. And so WWE couldn't hire any new talents at the time. And so Tama ended up staying an extra year in New Japan. Jay White made the jump to AEW. And according to the newsletter, Tama Tonga is going to WWE. Let's get this report up, folks, and I will be able to have the extra details. But while I have that up, Rob, what are your immediate reactions to Tama Tonga going to WWE?
We're so back. This is all I've ever wanted. This is what this could be. Now listen, I know a lot of people here and a lot of people in chat have their mixed opinions on Tama Tonga, but I hate the saying of X wrestler carried X wrestler hard throughout the match. If a match between a good wrestler and another good wrestler is good, then you can't just sit here and shit on Tama Tonga because he's having matches with Shingo because and just be like, oh, it's Shingo. He played a part in that match being good too, and so I'm very excited to see what he could do in WWE. I my immediate thing I think we'll be seeing from him though is inserting himself in this whole OC business, this whole OC shit. So, yeah.
Did this nigga just Tama Tonga good me? Is that what
Yes.
Rob just did?
Yes, yes, I did. Tama
I
Tonga
mean,
is good.
I get it. So here we go. Oh, I gotta be subscribed. Let's open this up. Now I gotta fucking log my fucking what's it called? My subscriber information. All right, while I'm doing that, Jana, are you familiar with Tama Tonga?
Yeah, I'm indifferent to it. I mean, I think it'll be cool if they do some callbacks for like the Bullet Club and whatnot, but I guess I'll have to see. Maybe seeing him in WWE will make me an actual fan.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm indifferent.
So I've opened up the subscriber exclusive. Dave opened up with saying WWE sources have confirmed that Aliopate Alosio Leone, better known as Tama Tonga, is headed to the company. The subsequent 4 paragraphs is just kind of it's honestly just space filler. It's just him explaining who Tama Tonga is. Yeah, there's really not much details besides that, but WWE essentially let Dave know that Tom is coming. So there you have it. WWE has landed Tama Tonga, and like Rob said, I expect him to be involved in this AJ Styles, Carl Anderson business, whatever this is leading to. So,
hey, do not take the gun stun away. By the way, please.
We'll see what happens. Carl Anderson. Funny enough, this is how I knew this has been in the works for a while. WWE was comfortable with Carl Anderson working him at Wrestle Kingdom last year. If you guys remember, Carl Anderson came back to WWE with Luke Gallows in like October 2022, and Carl Anderson was still the never openweight champion for New Japan. And people were like, "Oh my God, how is he going to drop the belt? He's going to give it back to New Japan." And WWE and New Japan worked out a thing where Carl Anderson came in the Tokyo Dome on January 4th, 2023. And he had that match with Tama Tonga for the belt. So I think WWE obviously got to look at Tama and were interested at the time. And now they finally have been able to make the deal. So there you go. Good for Tama. He finally gets paid. He finally gets his American TV money. So good for him. Before we get into Raw, Rob, let's start going through some of these early super chats we have here.
Ooh.
All right. Alex Diaz, 1990. $199. 6-man ladder match, night 1, and winner versus Gunther night 2. No, no.
I don't think that's what they do, but what I would say is this. I was about to yell at the super chat because I thought it was suggesting Gunther in the ladder match, and Gunther should never do a ladder match ever. That's not his thing. He's a singles match wrestler. He's a pure wrestler. The mat is sacred. It's not to be sullied with kitchen items and plunder and toys. That's not his thing. However, a ladder match just for the funsies without Gunther to lead to a Gunther match. Like, let's say hypothetically, guys, they were like, okay, WrestleMania, Andrade, Ricochet, Gable, fucking Kofi Kingston, the Bronson Reed and Ivar on night 1. That is a fun match to do. I'm not going to complain about that. The thing is, even if Chad won that and faced Gunther on the second night, I kind of want there to be a centralized build to an established singles match before then. You know what I mean? Like, I want like Gunther Gable to already be set in stone so that we could get those head-to-head segments where Chad talks his shit to Gunther. You could still do that in the build even if the match isn't established. Like, you could have Chad saying, "It's gonna be me, motherfucker. Trust me, it's gonna fucking be me. I'm gonna win that ladder match and face you." So look, could they do that? I wouldn't hate the idea because, again, my hang up with multi-person ladder matches are they're a certain type of match. Having that in the undercard WrestleMania away from Gunther is fine. I don't want Gunther himself to defend the belt in a multi-man. That would be fucking shitty. So Alex, thank you so much for the super chat, brother.
Alrighty. Hush, $4.99. A Gunther qualifier culminating with Gable and Sammy's stories going head to head on the go home. Give it to me, please. Pause.
Ooh.
What do you think about this, Jana?
I like it.
I
like it. I like it. It gives suspense because only one person could make it. And why doesn't it be the two who are most over? I like them both very much. I love them.
I think Sami Zayn and Gunther and Gable are two of the best wrestlers in the entire company. They both have very outlined motivations for WrestleMania. Sami wants to get on that card. It's fucking eating him alive. Chad Gable is kept at night because his daughter was made to cry by Gunther. And as a man, he feels just like it's his personal mission to stick the landing here and beat this guy. He even swore to God, and I don't know about y'all, but to me, if a babyface swears to God that they're going to do something, they kind of have to do it. Otherwise, they're a bad babyface. So I would definitely like to see some Chad Gable, Sami stuff on these upcoming weeks of TV. I don't know if I do it at the go home, but I can tell you that when two guys are in this all or nothing situation where it's very much like, I need this really badly and something's got to give, that's the best type of wrestling match because the result really means something. It really matters. It's desperate. It's urgent. Think about what Sami got out of Shinsuke Nakamura last night. In the grand scheme of things, that match doesn't really matter, but Sami made the fans believe that it really mattered to him. He made it feel like, I need this match to get my momentum back. And that's why he's a magician. That's why he's an alchemist. So Sami Zayn in a high-stake match with Chad Gable would be tremendous.
Alrighty. Andy, 100 rupees. Finally saw Kenny Naito 2016. Kenny's selling of the knee is simply touched by genius. What a match. Favorite Brian Nigel match. Mine's Unified 06.
Finally saw Kenny Naito. Kenny selling the favorite Brian. The one, I don't remember the date. The one that they did in the UK was the one that I liked the most.
Yeah.
It's the one they did in the UK. I got to look up which one that is. That might be Unified 06. But I want to say that was in 2007. Kenny Naito 06, 2016. That match is amazing. All the Kenny Omega Tetsuya Naito matches are unbelievable. Kenny and Naito in the G127 was the one that I thought was unbelievable. In fact, I don't know if this is a hot take. At the time, I thought Kenny Naito was the actual 2017 match of the year. And that's the match, and that's the year that had Omega Okada. But that was my opinion at the time, and I've never revisited any of these matches. So that's kind of my perspective.
Alrighty. Thank you for the super chat.
John, read the next one.
What?
No, I was saying, John, just take the super chat.
Okay, Lil Smoke, thank you for $4.99. Finally catching a stream live again, and it's the best Raw review on the planet.
Appreciate that, Smoke. I'm actually
Thank you, Smoke.
I'm proud of the show because we're neither shills nor are we haters. We just kind of watch the shows and give our honest opinions about it. And I think we also offer really good analysis simultaneously. And I think one of the things I pride myself on with the review that we've created is that there's a lot of people, guys. I don't know if you even know this, John, but there's a lot of people that listen to this that don't even watch Raw. And that's a testament to, I think, what we've built, because people will just tune in and they just enjoy hearing us and they enjoy the banter. And then they kind of keep up with what's going on in the show. So I think we do a pretty good job. And
I'm doing my fucking thing.
Yeah, you're doing your fucking thing. You're doing your fucking thing. You're a knucklehead, but you are doing your thing.
I'm right, though. Thank you for the super chat, Smoke. Black Yakuzu. Yakuzu? Yeah, Black Yakuzu. 94. $5. This is how I know WWE is hot right now, because I want so many people to win and go to Mania, except for Liv Morgan. That's fucked up. But yeah, I, with all these Liv stands trying to make these fucked up narratives about these just non-existent narratives about Liv for brutality. Yeah, I kind of can't have Liv, because I got scared kind of last night. We'll get into it. Well, this morning, we'll get into it in a little bit. But seeing fucking Becky get involved with Liv's match and seeing that, I was like, oh no, are they gonna do the thing? Are they gonna try to like manufacture what they did with Cody? So,
oh god, what we need is Charlotte Flair, but it's Liv Morgan.
We need Charlotte Flair.
Charlotte Flair.
Charlotte Flair looked like she might be ready in 2 weeks. Like, it's actually so crazy.
I need Mother back. I need her back. I'm sorry. I need her back.
All right, thank you for the super chat. Ryan Mohammed, 499 pounds. Yeah, 499 pounds. My favorite WWF year is 97, and Drew with the Punk shirt reminds me of Owen 316. I just broke your neck. Like Steve, it keeps Punk in the fans' mind. Well,
yeah,
Punk. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Rob. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Punk is gonna be in the mind of the fans already, regardless.
Exactly.
No matter what. So.
Absolutely.
Alrighty, Hush 199. Tama role player chilling in the IC/US title scene. Hey, I'm with it.
I don't know what he's gonna do, to be honest with you. I feel like he's just gonna be with AJ, but you know.
I hope he's with AJ, bro. And we get that
for like 4 weeks.
Yeah, don't look at my timeline when that takes place. That's all I'm gonna say. Bala, 40 rupees. That's where Cody and Drew money went, both to AEW.
I don't think so.
I think that's in reference to Tama Tonga going to WWE. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think they spent that much money.
That's the last super chat for now. So,
yeah. All right, well, guys, thank you so much for the super chats. We're gonna get into Raw very shortly. This was the post Elimination Chamber episode of Raw, and we opened up with Dominic on screen, and we hadn't. Like there was a time when he would be on every Raw opening up the shows with these big promos that get a ton of heat. They stopped doing it after a while, but he was back on this episode. He got huge heat, and he was basically like, "Put your hands together for mommy," and he introduced Rhea Ripley, and Rhea Ripley came out, and the fans started throwing ass and twerking and shaking and throwing babies in the air and stuff. But yeah, Dominic opened up the show, introducing the world champion. Rhea Ripley talks briefly about, mommy being on top and all that stuff. And Becky Lynch came out. And basically what the gist of this segment, because it's pretty standard, but basically they were just kind of like talking about like the championship match, and Becky congratulated her and stuff like that. And they had a back and forth. And Becky Lynch was doing a lot of like she was riffing on Dominic and making jokes about him and shitting on him and stuff. And they did a bunch of like word play with their nicknames, like Becky Lynch is calling herself the man, and I think Rhea Ripley said something along the lines of like, behind every man is a great woman, except I'm not behind you because mommy's on top. And so they did a little cute little wordplay. These will be the sound bites that you'll hear on the video packages that get played 17,000 times. They'll play this over some cool footage and shit like that. But fairly standard interaction there. Nia Jax would eventually come out, and she ran out and beat the shit out of Becky Lynch. Nia and Becky had a match on the day one edition of Monday Night Raw. Becky did not beat Nia. She lost to the bonsai drop to the Annihilator, and Rhea attacked her again here. And so that was kind of the gist of that. It looks like Becky is going to have to take on Nia again and probably have to beat her on this road to WrestleMania before this match with Rhea Ripley. What did you think of the segment, Rob? And what do you have any, like, I guess, out there predictions on where this is going, or do you think it's just a standard?
Yes, I do.
Wait. And I was gonna say, or do you think it's just one of those things where they're tying up a loose end for Becky Lynch before WrestleMania?
I think they're like, in a weird nerd way, they're like doing some sort of like power scaling thing right now, where it's like, okay, at the beginning of the year, literally day one of the year, Becky couldn't beat Nia, and so Rhea beating Nia could fuck with Becky Lynch, where how come she beat her but I couldn't? So I think that next week they're probably going to do something between the two of them where they probably have a match within the next 2 weeks. And so they'll get that out of the way of Becky finally overcame that demon of the punch to the fucking face and how she couldn't get over the punch. And so that'll propel her to be able to move forward going into WrestleMania with a clear head. So, yeah.
What did you think of this, Jonna? Do you have any opinions on this? What's up? Talk to me.
I have my opinions. I have notes.
Oh my god! What is that? A tablet? What's going on here? Tell us about this.
It's
pink. You have a pink tablet to match with the pink shirt.
Pink AirPod covers.
Look at that.
Nails.
Pink nails.
Everything is pink.
My God, can we give Jonna some 10s or hearts or 100s in the chat? She came in so prepared today, matching in every which way, on time. What a fucking pro! Like, her second week, she's really on point, and she's understood the assignment here. So shout out to her. But talk to me. So what are your thoughts on this opening?
I liked it. They're both. I feel like Rhea and Becky are at the top of the division altogether in terms of popularity. So it was a good little way to get people hyped. I like the word plays. It was cute, but I know that, how before WrestleMania and the kickoff, they're going to play that package like 15 times. We're just going to hear it on a loop. And then you're going to hear it right before the match. I liked it, though. I liked the whole Nia thing because it's showing how she's still a dominant force and that, hey, I still have been competition and I beat you. So I like that they're possibly, because I don't know, with WWE, I feel like they're bringing up Liv, who's like bringing up her history with Rhea. Then they're like, and she was all upset in the later segment. Then you have Nia, who's like hell-bent on Becky not making it to Mania. So I feel like possibly they could be leaning towards adding them to the Mania match. I don't know. But I liked it. I feel like everyone still looked strong in the sense that you still had the two main stars, and then you still have Nia showing, hey, I did ABC. I should still be in the conversation. Then you have Liv, who's like, yeah, I just came back. But before I left, I was the only one who could get to a certain point with Rhea. So I liked it. It was decent. I liked
it. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I have a message to pass on from Chris O'Bread. Let's see here. Chris said, tell Jonna I'm sick, but I said hey, and I like her hair. So, Jonna, Chris says hey, and that he likes your hair.
Feel better, Chris.
Absolutely. Feel better, Chris O'Bread. You were great on the Sunday show. It was nice to have you back on the channel. And if you guys haven't listened to that Sunday show, it was absolute chaos, but a real fun time. And honestly, after this Raw review, do yourself a favor and just throw that on if you have the time. It's a real fun time, and we had a good time doing the show. So definitely take care of that. I agree with John. There's some interesting directions here. I hope what this isn't leading to. Some people have predicted that maybe, or speculated, maybe they turn this into a 4-way. Maybe they add Nia and Liv. If this happens, that would be a travesty. And if you want this, go fuck yourself. So that was the deal there. The second thing on the show was the Sami Zayn versus Shinsuke Nakamura rematch. They had a match 2 weeks ago, I want to say, on Monday Night Raw. A lot was made about Sami Zayn's losing streak and having to get back on track, and the demon that is Drew McIntyre that's on his shoulder. And he had the match with Nakamura, long back and forth match 2 weeks ago. He was on the path towards victory, but Drew McIntyre got in the way, distracted him, and then Nakamura got the win. And Sami Zayn since then has not won any matches. He's on a long losing streak, as I said. And he went into this episode of Monday Night Raw, and in the week since the previous match, he said that he wanted to redirect his focus away from Drew McIntyre. Sami explained it as essentially a situation where sometimes I get way too fixated on certain things, and it eats me alive, and it consumes me, and it affects me. And right now, I'm going to divert my focus away from Drew and just focus back on just getting back on the winning track and making it to WrestleMania. And a lot was made on commentary about the fact that Sami Zayn main evented night 1 last year, and this year he's not even on the card and doesn't have a clear pathway. So Sami's hoping that through victory, through avenging the loss to Shinsuke Nakamura, some clarity would emerge. And so he had this back and forth match with Nakamura, 3-segment match. And what I would say about this match is that through 2 segments, it was pretty just kind of standard pedestrian wrestling TV action, nothing to write home about. But we came back from the second commercial break, and the crowd was super into this. And Sami's trading forearms with Shinsuke Nakamura. And then Nakamura is really just kicking him repeatedly in the fucking gut and shit. And Sami finds himself side, and he's grabbing the barricade to pull himself up. He's slinking down. He's struggling back to his feet. They picked Heyman up, and they picked up Heyman. No, they can't pick Heyman.
Heyman.
Yeah, right now they picked up Sami Zayn and draped him on the barricade, and Nakamura stood on the apron and jumped down and dropped the knee. It was a guillotine knee to Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is on the ground, fucking in agony, and Nakamura gets back in the ring. And Sami's staggering to his feet. The ref is counting. They're counting. Sami's about to get counted out. You could literally audibly hear a fan go, "Get up, Sami! Get up!" And he wills himself to his feet. He makes it in. Kinshasa immediately. And 1-2, Sami gets his foot on the ropes. And then Nakamura tries to get him up for the corner. Sami reverses it and then gives him a haluva kick right to the back of the head. Runs back to the corner for a second one. He sets it up. He's fired up. He's screaming and yelling. He's pumping his fist. He's like, looking all crazy. The fans are so into this. They're treating this thing like it's the most fucking important thing in the world. It's Sami trying to end his losing streak. Second Uva kick, bam, 1, 2, 3. Sami Zayn is back on the winning track. He beats Shinsuke.
Let's go.
The losing streak is over. Jonna, what did you think of this development?
I was talking to Rob about this earlier. I feel like that match could have lasted with at least 2 commercial breaks, because I was watching it and I was into it. I like how they start off, he does his little moonsault off the barricade, then he's selling that little midsection injury, comes back from the commercial break, and I was like, all these near falls, and then it was over. I wanted to see more, considering this was a match that's setting up and solidifying Sami's road to WrestleMania. But I liked it. It was fun. It was a cute little moment. But I feel like they could have done more. I feel like it was a weensy bit rushed. But I liked it.
I will say it's because like I said, the match halfway through was pretty pedestrian. It was pretty just kind of standard, and then it got weirdly, just randomly dramatic and suspenseful. Because and the key to that is that Sami is just so real and human. And so, he just has this magical ability to engross you in matches that shouldn't be seen as important. This shouldn't be it's just a regular Raw match. And by the end of it, you're like, oh my God, he needs to win this thing.
He was really over with the crowd. I feel like it's only over.
Yeah, it's the emotional component to his game. So it did get really dramatic at the end, and you could have gone a little bit more back and forth to make it a better match. But ultimately, the goal that was set out to achieve was achieved. And he's back on the winning track. Rob, what did you think of Sami Zayn and Nakamura's match?
I really liked how they structured this match, in the sense that it was totally different from the match they had a couple weeks ago. I also like how Nakamura is basically this hurdle now, in the sense that he's not really a game. He's not really like a game changer in terms of like having a story with him, but it's like he's basically a story to get you over a hump so you can get back on the right track. In the sense that 2 weeks ago he was still focused on Drew McIntyre, but now he's like, I'm going to focus away from Drew McIntyre so he doesn't get involved with my match, and so I can focus totally on Shinsuke Nakamura. And it's exactly what he did. I like the work in this match, the transition into the Blue Thunder Bomb. I thought it was a little bit spotty, but it worked well, and I like that they didn't really hit him with two haluva kicks to the face. It was kind of one to the back of the head and one to put him down for good measure. And so I really enjoyed that match.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, so Sami Zayn is back on the winning track, folks. Let me get these notes up because we had a major development shortly after this match, guys. One that set Twitter into a frenzy, and people started to make sweeping rulings on what's happening at Mania. But what we would come to find out is that this is potentially a Triple H misdirection. So essentially what happened was this. I also want to make mention Jackie interviewed Nia Jax earlier also. And Nia said that she beat Becky clean, which means she should head to WrestleMania. I don't really get the logic there considering she lost to Rhea Ripley. But nevertheless, let's see here. Oh, no, we're not there yet. I'm sorry. I skipped ahead. We did a New Day Imperium video package, and this was essentially detailing their rivalry to this point. It's been a really spirited feud. They had the match at day one where it was, I believe, Jey Uso, I want to say. And it was like Jey Uso and Kofi versus Kaiser and Vinci. And Kofi Kingston concussed Giovanni Vinci on a dropkick. And in the following weeks, they did a bunch of singles matches. Most of them ended in no contest because like these guys are so heated and they're fighting on the outside and they're brawling. They did a New Day Imperium tag match that ended in a DQ. They went on the outside and they did all these crazy spots and they were fighting in the crowd area and stuff like that, just brawling and doing all kinds of insane stuff. And so this is the blow off. New Day Imperium non-title in a street fight, and that was later to come on the night. Chelsea Green was out and she basically was just cutting a heel promo. And they actually gave her live promo time here, and I thought she did pretty well. She cut a heel promo, and then inevitably Raquel came out and squashed her. The only real takeaway I have about this is that a lot of the women on Raw aren't very over, especially like underneath the main event tier. And for most of them don't get mic time. For some, it's to their benefit, I think, because promos aren't for everybody. But for some of them, I do think that letting them talk and letting them communicate who they are helps them better. I think Chelsea Green, if nothing else, is a really good personality, and she makes the most of like her role. And as such, I thought she did pretty good here, just kind of communicating that. And then, it's standard wrestling stuff. She cuts a heel promo. The fans boo her. They're like, "Oh my god, this fucking girl is so annoying." And then the big girl comes in and squashes her. So that was kind of my thing on that. I don't know if you have any opinions on that, John. I just think that some people on the division, I think if you gave them a live mic, it would help them.
I agree. I took one note for that
What's up?
With Chelsea and Raquel.
Tell us the note.
Yawn. In fat capital bold italicized Helvetica new font letters. Yawn. Let me just say something.
I hear you.
Not everyone should have access to a mic.
Okay.
I feel like she is fun, but I just feel like the whole like everybody loves me, I should be at the top. It's played out already. It's played out. I was so checked out from that segment. I literally lowered the volume. And I was just like, enough is enough. It was just so textbook. I'm just it's like if you're gonna do it right. It just wasn't clicking for me. I feel like commentary wasn't even clicking for me either during that whole thing, because you have Michael Cole trying to do like copy the way Samantha Irving does the intro for her.
Yeah, that was weird.
It was just very strange for me, and I never want to see it again. So I gave it an F, and I wrote yawn. That was my one bullet point.
Well, WWE, if you're listening, Jonna thought that segment was an F, and that you should do better and never do anything like that ever again. So there you go. Rob, do you have any opinions on this Chelsea Green Raquel business?
I just think that if you don't think it's good enough to put it on the Raw Hulu package, then don't put it on the show at all.
Exactly.
Did it make the cut on Hulu?
Yeah, no. It did not make the cut on Hulu. It was not on Hulu at all. There was no Raquel. There was no Chelsea.
We should conduct an experiment about this, where it's like, if this shit never makes Hulu, does it really matter? Because
does it need to be put on the show?
Like, to my knowledge,
they're gonna put it on when we have to watch it on Netflix. So we better prepare.
True, right? So Hulu, they basically do a 2-hour version of the show, right? Is that what it is, Rob? You would know since you just watched.
Would you ask me? Sorry,
Rob, stay awake, please.
I'm awake, bro. I just got a text message.
My man is zoned out. No, my question was, the Hulu version of Raw is a 2-hour. The Hulu version.
No, it gets cut to 90 minutes, so they basically cut out
which is that's a TV 2 hours. So yeah, I mean, I think that says a lot. Then if stuff like that is what doesn't make the cut. So
yeah, like if it doesn't make the cut, don't put it on the show, bro. Like, what are you doing?
Exactly.
I would just make the matches slightly longer. I would just feature better wrestlers and stuff. And my preference personally is to just more ring time for people like Ricochet and Chad Gable. But that's just me.
They cut the New Day and the Imperium match in half, but I went to go watch that on the stream. So on the YouTube TV.
That's
when you got to go back out of your way to see, because that was the best match.
I loved it. It was so fun.
I recorded on YouTube TV, so I watched it back.
For sure. We had a Sami Zayn interview, folks, and Jackie Redmond was with the victorious Sami Zayn, and she asked him how much he needed this win tonight. Sami said needed is an understatement, and Zayn can't even explain what a loss would have done to him tonight, but he doesn't need to worry about that, because tonight reaffirmed that he is a contender. Ludwig Kaiser comes in the frame, and behind him are Giovanni Vinci and, of course, Gunther. Gunther laughs at Sami Zayn. They had a stare down, and it looked, at least at the time, that Sami's path to WrestleMania goes through Gunther. Before we continue any further, or you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cover the Gunther stuff, and then we're going to have a conversation about what we think happens at WrestleMania with this guy. So hold that thought, pin the note. Sami Zayn had a stare down with Gunther. File that in the notes tablet. Jonna, we will get back to that and circle it. So Cody Rhodes is backstage with Kathy Kelly. He just cut a promo on Grayson Waller. They're going to have a match tonight on this episode of Raw for some reason. Gunther came out with an in-ring promo. Gunther came to the ring flanked by Ludwig Kaiser and Vinci. And Gunther said,
"What? Look at, come on."
Yeah, he's iced out. He's iced out. Look at these beasts. So Gunther said that he admitted that he actually felt the championship slipping away from him last week against Jey Uso. And he said he got very lucky, and that, look, no one's perfect, but I am very close. And the crowd booed him at that. He said for over 600 days, he's given his all to make the Intercontinental Championship the most prestigious championship in WWE. So that leaves him with one question. Who will be his opponent at WrestleMania? And Gunther was saying, he basically said, hey, I read y'all's tweets. I see what y'all say. I see who y'all want me to face. And he said, I read and hear all the ridiculous claims online. And he listed Sami's. He said, I heard Sami Zayn. I hear you guys want me to wrestle Chad Gable. Some of y'all even want me to work The Miz. And then he said, even more ridiculously, some of y'all want me to work R-Truth. And the crowd cheered crazy for R-Truth. Before he continued with this thought, the Judgment Day came out to confront Imperium. And Damian Priest said that they don't sweat Gunther and that they plan on running the table at WrestleMania. And they also plan on adding more gold, and said in Spanish that even includes you. And he pointed at Gunther's Intercontinental Championship. Gunther was like, which member is going to step up? Because clearly you're not going to cash in. And he said, is it the big head over there? And he pointed at JD. He asked is it going to be Balor? And then Dominic basically says, back off, I got this. And Dominic gets in Gunther's face.
Yeah.
The crowd is like, what the fuck? Gunther cannot stop laughing. He cannot stop. He is dying. He's like, what the fuck? Dominic? So Gunther just doesn't take this guy serious. He shoved him. Damian Priest is pissed off. They're holding him back. Priest and Gunther are having a stare down. The crowd is chanting, let them fight. And it looks like, at least for the interim, that Priest at least has his sights set on Gunther. So there you go. we were backstage with the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day were walking backstage, and they caught up with Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley was like, "Dominic, Gunther? Like, what are you thinking?" You know, she walked off in disgust, and Finn was like, "Yo, get your girl, man. Talk to her. Smooth that over." So Dominic goes over to smooth things over Rhea, but he's cut off by none other than Andrade del Idolo. And it was like, what the hell? And Dominic was just kind of like, "Oh, Bobby, yo, my buddy, what's going on, man? How you been? Whatever, right? What's going on, my boy?" And Andrade was just like, "Yo, I just got out of a meeting with Adam Pearce, and I was just figuring out my first match for Raw." And he said, "So I'm going to figure that one out." And Dom was just kind of like, "Okay." So we have a setup for Andrade. We have Damian Priest having his sights set on Gunther, at least in some respects. And what's it called? Chad Gable was mentioned by Gunther. And Sami Zayn met up with Gunther. I'm going to skip ahead and skip the order here because later on in this episode, Chad Gable was backstage with Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce was on the phone with Bronson Reed, and he was just kind of like, yeah, I hear you, Bronson. It's on the forefront of everybody's mind. Da-da-da. And he's doing that thing. So clearly, he's making some assurances to Bronson Reed. I don't know what it's about. But Gable came in and he said, "I want Gunther at WrestleMania." He said that he's here not just as a wrestler, but as a father. Gable brought up Gunther making his daughter cry. He said, "To anyone else, this match is about a championship, but to me, this just means more." Pierce thanks him and said, "I'll keep this in mind." And so it looks like everybody wants Gunther. And before we get into our conversation, Rob, I have a video that I want you to play to our audience, just in case they did not see it. This is a video package that Chad Gable posted on social media regarding his quest for the Intercontinental Championship. Drop a flex bomb, Rob. Drop some flex bombs, Rob. Come on, Rob.
We're so back. Yo. Niggas want to talk about
gunshots, niggas.
Niggas want to talk to me about Sami Zayn. Come on. Niggas want to talk to me about some Bronson Reed. The fuck?
Niggas want to talk about Damian Priest.
We don't know who that is. Who is that?
We don't know. Where's your clothing line? We don't know.
Bro, I told people, bro. That match that they had last week, bro. I told people this is what it's all about. It's Mania season. You have to fight. You have to fight to get the biggest purse you're gonna get all year. And this is what it's all about, bro. He said it. I swear to God, like Ibu said, I swear to God that I'm going to take that Intercontinental title off Gunther. He swore to God, bro. It is what it is. Sammy,
Absolutely.
You'll get your time, Sammy. It's okay.
Big shoes.
I think Sammy is gaslighting himself into diverting his focus away from Drew McIntyre. And I think he's doing it because he doesn't feel that he can beat Drew and that he thinks that this is the right course of action to guarantee a spot at Mania. But I think until he knocks off Drew McIntyre, he's not going to have the answers. So I think that Sammy right now is just deluding himself with this diversion. And we'll see what happens. I think they might do some type of qualifier or some type of contender match. Nevertheless, Jonna, what do you think about all this Gunther business with everybody coming at the IC title? Give me your thoughts on that and where you think this is going and what do you think is going to happen here? As well as what you would like to happen.
Listen, anything with Gunther, automatically a 10. Okay, a big fan. Big fan of him. I used to be a big fan of his wife too before she retired. But anywho, I like it. Everybody wants him. The only thing that I was like, was Damian. I was like, please, like back up. Nobody's trying to hear this right now. I was just like, girl, like, what are you doing here? And
Damian Priest versus Gunther is like a. Sorry, I was gonna go ahead.
I hate it. It's like, stop, please. Stop. I don't know. Aside from Damian though and Dominic, I love that everybody wants Gunther because honestly, his reign with the IC title has made it feel like it's up there with the Undisputed Championship, with the World Heavyweight Championship. So I liked it. Oh shit, did we lose Ibu?
What the fuck?
Let's talk about CM Punk. CM
Bro,
Punk.
yeah. CM Punk bad.
I'm just kidding.
CM Punk bad.
Ooh.
Oh, brother.
Yeah, listen, I'm very intrigued. Damian Priest, Bronson Reed, Gable, Sami Zayn, possibly Andrade. Looks like various wrestlers on the roster want a piece of Gunther. To me, this sounds like a qualifying match, some type of tournament, some type of two. Triple H sometimes he likes to do the thing where he does 2 3-ways, and then the winners of the 3-ways face each other, and that's the winner of this little qualifying
You
tournament thing.
should call it the Gunther G1.
I would. Oh my God, we actually, John, we made this joke in December. I think we called it like the Gunther Grand Prix or like the G1 Gunther fucking whatever. Rob, what do you think's gonna happen here, and what do you want to happen?
I want a tournament to get to the IC title at WrestleMania. Should be very reminiscent of the tournaments that we've had in the past, like the IC title tournament we had 2020, the tag team title tournament. I know it's not a tag team thing, but a tag title tournament that we had 20 years ago. Should be very, very model like this tournament. You have the talent and you have the guys that you can get over on the road to WrestleMania. Not everybody gets to work WrestleMania. It is what it is. Sami Zayn is losing to Gable in the finals, and Gable is going to WrestleMania to face Gunther for the IC title.
Oh wow!
Drop a gunshot, Rob. I co-sign everything you guys say. Yeah, not much more to add. Sami and Gable are going to be in each other's way, so something's going to have to give there. Like I said, I think Sami is delusional. I think he's deluding himself right now with the whole, I don't need to worry about Drew right now. That's not my problem. I got to just focus on some other shit. No, nigga, that's your problem. You need to take care of that man. So go handle that. Chad Gable, do this for God, do this for your family, do this for your daughter. Finish your story, and I think he is going to at WrestleMania. So, yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy about that. Chad Gable's one of the best wrestlers in WWE. He's one of the best wrestlers in America. So, I'm up for that. I am fucking up for that. So there you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. What happened after this? What happened after this? Let's take this look. Oh shit. Oh shit. What happened after this, folks, was the Imperium versus New Day street fight. They came out in San Jose Sharks jerseys, the New Day did, and they immediately fought on the stage. They fought around the ring. They fought in the ring. They fought in the crowd. And this was just about 16 minutes of balls to the wall, fun, exciting action between two tag teams that are really, really good. We got to see the vicious side of both teams. The New Day have had an edge in the last 2 months or so, feuding with the Imperium team. And we got to see it here. Xavier Woods, after the first commercial break, is looking like John Moxley. He's in denim jeans and with white taped fists. We came out of commercial and they were brawling in the crowd in this cool zoom out shot of them in the sea of people. A lot of back and forth action, a lot of chair shots, a lot of kendo stick shots, a lot of not hitting you directly in the head, but throwing things at your head, which is much different. But there was a "We Want Tables" chant, and Kaiser pulled out a table and then pushed it back in because he's a heel. Great heel work there. Kofi pulled out a table on the other side of the ring. Again, a lot of back and forth action and double teams and near falls and things of that nature. Xavier Woods did a big elbow drop off the top rope to the outside through a table onto, I believe it was Giovanni Vinci. Oh, no, I think it was Kaiser, actually. I'm sorry. They then isolated Vinci for a couple double team moves. And when they thought that they had the three, Kaiser pulls the ref out of the ring. Kofi gets put through a table. He got pushed off the top rope through a table. And then Xavier Woods was isolated by the two Imperium members. Xavier Woods got hit in the head by a piece of a table. And then he was thrown face first into like the turnbuckles, which had a chair like standing in it. And then Kaiser got him with the pin right after that. So really exciting, really fun. An example of how to do a non-title feud that has real animosity. This was just 4 guys that had beef with each other, settling the score. And I thought it was a lot of fun. I think the tag division right now in WWE is the in-ring highlight of the product. There's just so many good teams right now. And so I had fun with this. And my big takeaway is that these teams need to be represented at WrestleMania because they're too good not to be. So I don't know. What did you think, Rob?
I loved this match for the simple fact that I like street fights like this. I like when it's head to head. There's animosity in it because both teams have tried to injure each other at this point, or have injured each other at this point. This all started on the first episode of the year, where basically Kofi drop kicked fucking Vinci a little bit too hard, and he bumped his head a little bit too hard, and each member injured each other the weeks going forward. I really loved the spots in this match. I love fucking their suicide dives and them basically just trying to hurt each other. And I like that New Day didn't get the win here, but also like the fashion in which Kaiser won the match, where it wasn't like too gruesome or brutal, but it was like brutal enough to get the point of like we're not fucking around. So really love that.
Jonna, what did you think?
I like it. I love good old fashioned tag team wrestling. I love the New Day, love Imperium. Not for nothing, like before I like got on WP or whatever, I was like, there was a part of me that was like, oh, like a few months back, I was like, I miss New Day, I miss New Day. And I love the fact that they're still keeping it going despite not having Big E. I found it to be very fun. Like the whole injury angle added to it as well. And you had like Kofi jumping with the kendo stick and hitting think Ludwig Kaiser, if I'm not mistaken, in the face. I think that was a really fun match, though. It was nice and light and fun, and I liked it. I love tag team wrestling, so it was good.
I do too, and at this point, the New Day are one of the greatest American tag teams of all time, in my opinion. When it comes to their longevity and what they've done for tag wrestling in the company that they wrestle for, I mean, when they emerged, tag team wrestling wasn't a big deal in WWE, and they got so much out of this side of the medium in WWE, and it was almost a matter of time. It was like, when are they going to eat in this Triple H era? Because they were kind of like in the background, and right now they found themselves in this role where they're not the focal point of the division, but they're an absolute asset to the show because they have these non-title feuds that kind of show that like there's still something there with the New Day. Like they're not just a the actor that's just happy to be there. They're not just playing the hits. They're not just kind of like coasting off like the cloud of the past. They still work their asses off. They still have really good matches. They still go out there and have some of the best matches on the show. They're still like Xavier Wood is as good as he's ever been. And Kofi Kingston, I mean, an ageless wonder. This guy's in his mid-40s, and he's a living example of black don't crack. So these guys are black excellence. They're wrestling royalty in that respect, and they're still doing their thing. So shout out to the fucking New Day for just being them and not being stale and still being great. I appreciate.
I want them to hold the titles this year. I said it.
Why the fuck not? Why the fuck not? Honestly,
they're fun. Like, oh my god, I'm all for graps, but let's have some fun. They make everything so fun. And I miss the trombone, their little French horn, whatever, the trumpet.
Mm-hmm.
What was the name of it? Oh,
Francesca.
I miss her. Like, they brought fun. Like, they brought entertainment to world entertainment.
The thing is also like it's not like they can also wrestle too. It's not like they stink in the ring. Like they're fucking good. So shout out to the New Day. Shout out to the New Day. We all are New Day supporters here at Wrestle Purists. So we followed this up with Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark, who had a match with Indi and Candice. Before this match started, there was an inset promo essentially where they made a very fair complaint. They were like, we've been dominating this women's tag team division, but like fuck ass Indi and Candice got the title shot before us at Australia, and they were like, that was obviously a charity thing because Indi was Australian, which is completely true. The match happened because Indi's Australian, and God bless you, good for her. But yeah, they were like, yo, we're coming at the Kabuki Warriors, and I think that could be a good match. My worry is that like, who are the fans going to cheer for, and will they care? I don't know if they will. I think wrestling wise, it should be solid, but they're obviously being heated up to face Kairi and Asuka imminently. They squashed Indi and Candice here, so they're on the path towards the Kabuki Warriors. Rob, do you think that'll be the WrestleMania match, or do you think they're just going to burn that on a Raw in a couple weeks?
Lord have mercy.
They're going to do it on Raw. Shout out to Hulu.
And with that, we will move on to the backstage segment with R-Truth, Miz, and DIY. R-Truth is backstage in the Judgment Day hideout lair, and he still thinks that Gargano and Ciampa are DX. LOL. And then they're reminiscing on the good days. Ciampa asks Truth if he's ready. Truth thinks that they are the Regeneration X. And yeah, Ciampa has some kind of plan to get revenge on Judgment Day. So more hijinks from these guys. I thought they all kind of came off like nerds. But that was that. We followed this up with Drew McIntyre, folks. Yeah.
I'm sorry, the random cut to Drew just got me.
Yeah, right. We followed this up with Drew McIntyre. And he came out, and the first thing he says with a sincere smirk, but you know he's being insincere, is, "We did it." And you're like, "Hi, bro." Okay. And he says, "We did it." He thanks all the fans for praying hard for him to win the Elimination Chamber. He said he had his eardrum burst in the chamber. The doctor told him he was hurt and he might not make WrestleMania. And Drew told the doctor, "Who do you think I am? CM Punk?" And then said, "Nothing is going to stop me from making WrestleMania." He then crouched down and hit CM Punk's trademark cross-legged pose. And he said he knows Punk doesn't drink because he's straight edge. So on the way home, I drank twice as much for the both of us. So Drew, he did a couple shots on behalf of CM Punk. And then he was like, "All right, now let's get serious." And he basically said that let's address Seth Rollins, who I'm fighting at WrestleMania. Seth Rollins said that Drew climbed his way back to challenge for the world title in front of fans and not an empty warehouse. Drew said he knows beating Seth isn't easy, but neither is beating Drew. And this is where we get to the meat of the situation. Drew basically tells Seth Rollins, he basically tells Seth Rollins, "Yo, leave them niggas in the bloodline alone. They got nothing to do with this or us. If you keep fucking with them, they will fuck with me. Because what's going to happen," and Drew said, is we know how this works. You're going to fuck with them. We're going to have our match at WrestleMania. We're going to tear the house down, have this great back and forth match, and then they're going to get involved and interfere and taint my victory over you. Why do you want that? They're on SmackDown. That's SmackDown business. Fuck them and fuck SmackDown. I wouldn't piss on SmackDown if it was on fire. This is a real thing he said. I would not pee on them if they were on fire. Stop worrying about the bloodline. Why do you care? Seth Rollins was just kind of like, let's see here. He basically was saying that, like, he said, respectfully, Drew, some risks are worth taking. And he acknowledged that fucking with the bloodline is a big risk. What he went on to explain was that throughout his life, he's been selfish. He said that he used to be selfish and self-centered about his life and career choices. And that in the past, when he crossed the finish line to winning the championship, because he has been a champion in the past, 2015, 2019, he went on to say, he basically said that he just didn't feel fulfilled. He felt empty inside. He felt like, like it just didn't feel, like I said, fulfilling. And so he said that when he had his daughter, he realized that some things are bigger than him. He claimed that taking on the bloodline and taking them down is a task bigger than him. It's something worth doing because it would ensure the future of WWE. And so essentially, he's basically playing the freedom fighter role here. He's fighting the good fight. He's doing it for WWE. And in his mind, this unselfish task will make him much more happier than just kind of operating in selfishness. He told Drew all of this, and then he walked out and he said, "We gotta fight. We gotta fight." And I gotta be honest. I know you guys are getting your jokes off, and I'm imagining you guys weren't big fans of this, but I actually liked this development in this standpoint because I think there's a reality blended in here. Rob, how many times do we notice on social media people have real debates and discrepancies as to where we place Seth Rollins on the all-time like wrestlers list? There's some people that think he's like one of the best wrestlers ever. And for other people, it's like, who gives a fuck about Seth Rollins? He's nothing special. Like, just some people that genuinely don't think he's all that and that he never was all that. And it's funny because he's accomplished everything. He's been to the mountaintop. He's won championships. it kind of makes me feel like, Rob, when Kevin Durant went to the Golden State Warriors to win championships, he did it and he admitted like it didn't feel how he thought it would feel. Like I won a title and it's like I don't feel like I really accomplished anything. Seth
I
Rollins,
wonder why.
there you go. Seth Rollins won this consolation belt. He won this consolation belt that he's currently holding, but he doesn't feel like that dude. I think in Seth Rollins' mind, it's like to actually tangibly change the wrestling business and be a part of it, I have to do something actually historic. And he realized it's not the championships I hold, it's what was I a part of. And to him, taking down the bloodline is something that actually changes WWE, which affects wrestling as a whole. And so the bloodline are now being reframed as a group that's actively holding WWE back. And Roman is the absentee champion that needs to be stopped. And Seth Rollins is making it his personal mission to be a big part in doing so. And so it makes sense for him as a babyface to want to do this, whereas Drew McIntyre is like, nigga, fuck all that noise. That got nothing to do with me. Let's eyes up here, sir. You know, so from a writing standpoint, I was a fan of this. Jonna, talk to me.
I think I texted you both when that shit occurred. Let me just say something. I am a fan of... All right, so let's tie this in. I'm a fan of Cody, want him to finish the story. But this whole thing of like Seth turning the story into his story, it's really pissing me off. And I'm going to elaborate. Because he was like, when Cody won, he was like, you need to choose me. And now he's in the ring like, we need to beat Bloodline, the bad guys. They're bad. What? Focus on your story. Like he was just coming off as a crybaby. I'm out here, I'm like, okay, Drew's cooking a little bit. I'm giving him his 10s where they're due. Then you got Seth coming out talking about some fucking like, we have to defeat the bad guys. We got to defeat the evil. Girl, Drew is your evil. He's going to try and take your title. Focus on that. Why are you focused though on the bloodline? Nobody gives a fuck. Oh my god!
But what do you?
It had me so mad. It had me so pissed. It started off on a high note, and then when Seth came out, and I used to be a big fan of Seth. And when he came out and he like was cooking a little bit about how he was selfish back in the day, then to get to the bloodline, I was like, girl, it's a Monday night. This is not Fox. You need to
it sounds like philosophically you are on the side of Drew McIntyre here in this conflict.
I am. If I'm coming out and I'm cutting a promo and I'm like, first of all, fuck CM Punk because my WrestleMania journey is still going despite my little injury. And I'm out here like cooking a little bit. I'm being cocky. I'm like showing the girls what happened. And then I got some random talking about some other people on a brand I'm not even on. I'm going to act the same way Drew did. You're tripping. He's so busy worried about the bloodline. He's not even scheduled for SmackDown as of this moment. Only Cody can talk.
Allow me to retort here because I think this is very logical. It's what Drew said. He operates in logic. He's a truth teller. I think Seth Rollins offered a great response because some things, Jonna, are deeper than rap. Think about this. When he wanted Cody to choose him, Cody wasn't looking to choose him. Rob, when Cody was being urged to fight for the World Heavyweight Championship, did he not have his eyes on Roman Reigns? He did. I think you can say that within the kayfabe, Seth looked at this and realized that even after all the work I did all year being this supposed world champion, all the stuff I did fighting all these people, when it comes down to it, when the rubber meets the road, niggas are looking at Roman Reigns. Niggas are looking at the bloodline.
When the rubber meets the road.
I can
you're
done. When you're done, I'll let you know how you're wrong.
But think about this. My point is, think about it from the character, like the psychology of Seth Rollins. At the end of the day, he's still the number 2. It was acknowledged by Cody because Cody Rhodes didn't want his belt. It was acknowledged by Roman Reigns when he verbally said it and destroyed him. He was on stage and Rock and Roman Reigns were disrespecting this guy. At the end of the day, Seth Rollins can never be the man as long as the bloodline exists because they are the elephant in the room. That is the problem. Seth Rollins is at a point in his career. He's 36 years old, turning 37, or he might be 37 already. He's won all the championships in the world. When you're at the stage of your career, it's about what actually is my legacy. Am I just the guy that was seen as the number 2, the guy that no one really actually saw as the man? And so when you're at that point in your career, can you just have another nice little match with Drew for your nice little championship that nobody takes seriously? Certainly you can. But I think he realizes as a character, and it's also the reality, like I said, there's like metafiction happening here, literally, is that at the end of the day, people look at that. And so I have to be a part of dismantling that in order to make sure that in the history books, my name is actually there as somebody who mattered, somebody who was a part of something bigger than myself, somebody that was actually not just the number 2, not just the guy that was in his little corner away from that, being a coward, not fighting the good fight. I took that fucking down in order to make sure that my belt was the key belt, was the belt that mattered, was the belt that was for the boys, that everybody fought for the workhorses, the guys that made the towns, the dates, so on and so forth. So to me, what I think is that this is actually character development. He went from the pick me whiny guy who was like, please pick my belt, I matter, to, okay, I get it. This is how y'all see me.
He's still the pick me whiny guy, though. That's what he did last night.
Hold on. That's what you're not understanding.
He will continue to be that until he beats Roman and The Rock. He knows this now. The point I'm getting at is that Seth Rollins subtly is acknowledging what you guys have been saying about him. He's acknowledged that, okay, this is how y'all niggas see me. So be it. I'm going to change this. You don't change it by ignoring the elephant in the room. You do not change it by just going, okay, I will stay in my box doing the things that I do within my box. You niggas have acknowledged my box and you disrespect my box, so I'm going to get out of it.
Bro. Yo, pause, bro.
Your box.
Super pause.
Yo, bro, come on.
Super pause. But I guess that's where I'm getting at with this. And so I just kind of wanted that to be known because that's what I parsed from this segment. But talk to me, Rob.
Okay, so this is why everything you just said is a bad thing for Seth Rollins. When for a perfect example, we were watching NWA the other day, right?
Hold on, time out. Should I tell Spritzes this is a lot of fan booking? This is all acknowledged on the show. This is literally all
okay, but let me tell you, I'm telling you why it's bad. Hold on. I'm telling you, yo, even AO is just like, yo, what are you doing?
Yeah, the box thing was a little crazy. It is.
But look, let me explain. Okay, I get everything you just said, and here's why it's a bad thing. Bro, when we were watching NWA the other day, did you see Ric Flair or even other world champions that we were watching, that we've been watching in the past few weeks? Do you think that they sat there and saw other world champions around the world or other world champions around the territories and just be like, yeah, I just accept it. He's a better world champion than me? No.
Well, Flair didn't do that because it's not the reality of the situation is there was no world champion better than him when he was the world champion.
But the thing is, that's what I'm saying. Even okay, let's take another perfect example. Let's say he's Flair or Seth is Flair, and then Hogan is Roman is Hogan. Do you think that Flair just sat there and was like, yeah, Hogan's a better fucking world world championship matters more than mine. It's just a thing I'm gonna have to accept, but we're gonna have to. No, bro, it's not. He shouldn't just be complacent in being pushed over and being passed over. It's not something he should be complacent in.
He's actively trying to change it.
He has a world title program of his own now. He has a world title program of his own with a guy that is hated for the past few months. It makes absolutely zero amount of sense for him to be still involved with this because it just makes him look like a cuck loser. Why would I sit there and stay around and help you after you pass over me and basically be like, basically tell me to my face that this world championship matters more than my title? Why should I sit there and have to be subjected to weekly?
Well,
as
the
a world
character
champion?
Seth Rollins.
Why is it? No, I'm asking you. Why is it a good thing?
I'm going to answer you right now. I'm answering you right now. The character Seth Rollins literally 2 weeks ago acknowledged it. He said, "I would have loved Cody Rhodes for you to have chosen me, but I accept that your story is about that belt. So the reconciliation that Seth has made internally is that he doesn't want this because he really needs to beat Roman. It's a personal vindication thing. It's a vendetta thing. And it's personal for Seth too, because he on screen, for those listening who don't watch the show or in the chat, on screen literally said, I am partially to blame for Roman Reigns. I am the architect of the Shield. I have enabled him. I have helped create the monster that currently exists, that is currently plaguing WWE. It's partially my fault. Now, at the end of the day, like I said, Rob, ultimately what's happening is they're doing the opposite of lying to you. Seth Rollins right now is conceding that he is a number 2. He wouldn't have been doing that if he ignored the bloodline. But what he's doing now is essentially accepting that this is the reality. This is the truth. And I will now change my reality because I have the power to do so. And I know only I am uniquely equipped to be able to do so. As he said to Cody 2 weeks ago when he said, I am the only person here uniquely suited to be your Shield. So to me, like I said, I actually think Seth is becoming he's coming full circle here as a character. Writing wise, and look, you can like think he's a dork or think he's a geek or think he's this and that, but the fact of the matter is, he might be all these things, but the fact of the matter is,
well, he is
right. But the fact of the matter is, as a man, he has finally just decided to look. One of the worst things that can happen to a man is having pride and ego, and he foregoed that to acknowledge that this is where I am, and I'm going to do everything I can to essentially change this. And the truth of the matter is, what I was trying to say earlier about the place in his career is, yes, is it probably stupid? If this is real and I was his friend, I would say focus on your championship match, because if you divert your focus, you're probably going to lose to Drew. That's the reality, right? And in practice, what's going to happen at Mania is he's going to lose that championship. Even if he helps them beat Rock and Roman on night 1, he's not retaining that belt the next night. But as a character, Seth Rollins has essentially said...
Wait, you think that Seth is going to do night 2?
I think he's going to tag with Cody on night 1, fight the Bloodline. They're probably going to win, and I think he's going to, as a result of devoting so much of his focus to this, he's going to lose on the second night. And what I'm saying is, as a character, when he puts his head at the pillow, I think in his mind, he's happier being a part of something historic when it comes to tearing down the Bloodline than he would have been staying out of it like a coward and then maybe potentially having a better chance at winning his match against Drew McIntyre.
I get this, but like the press conference has ruined my no, dead ass, bro. Dead ass. Yo, he really thinks Roman is losing 2 nights in a row. It's kind of crazy. Anyway, as I was saying.
Was that a fart?
I don't know what
No.
There was a sound, and it sounded like a fart.
No, I dragged my foot on the floor, but no.
Oh, that sounded crazy.
God damn, bro.
But anyway, on stream is crazy.
As I was saying, ever since the presser, bro, I just don't see, like, I don't care about Seth's involvement in this, because it's just like, yo, if you let somebody tell you to your face that you're a bum and you do nothing about it while you're on stage, bro, I don't
doing
believe
something
you anymore.
So here's the thing. Okay, look, if you don't care is subjective, that's a personal thing. Not believing him is another thing. I heard it, Jana. Before I don't want to gaslight you. No, I didn't. No, I did not. Do not lie on my name. So what I was getting at is care is subjective. I'm not gonna fight you about your level of care or investment in this person. That's your thing, right? Belief is another thing. Jana is dying, but she is dying. But the point is, I forgot where I was going with this. The bottom line is, look, man, you could not respect it or like him as a character or the real Seth Rollins, but like he's doing something about it now. That's the point. He's doing something about it now. And in his mind, he has already stated in the segment that I need this. Basically, like this is what his legacy needs to be, because obviously, just winning championships is a hollow thing for him. So, we'll see what this leads to. I thought the segment was good from a writing standpoint. I think Seth has kind of come full circle here. I'm proud of him, the character.
Pretty bad.
I'm proud of the character Seth Rollins. But we followed this up with a Nia Jax Liv Morgan match. And they went back and forth. Nia looked like she was going to beat Liv. Becky Lynch gets involved and we get a DQ. Becky attacked Nia because Nia attacked Becky at the beginning of the show. And so she got her lick back here, and it led to a DQ. Liv Morgan was visibly extremely upset at this. And then backstage, she got in Becky's face and she told her, not everything is about you.
Oh.
What are your thoughts, Rob?
I thought this, for what it was a decent, I guess, it was decent. I didn't really care about it. I liked the fact that they didn't just let Becky just go home and not think about the shit that Nia did to her. That she basically came back later in the show and was like, "Nah, I need my ones after what she did to me earlier." And I hopefully in the next few weeks we will get a match between these two. That's the final, I guess you could say, hurdle for Becky Lynch to get over, is this hunch that Nia Jax has this mental dominance over her. And so yeah, that's what I enjoyed from that segment.
Yeah, I didn't care at all. And that live bit later felt like what happened?
Somebody in the comments has your picture and put "I didn't fart." Rob, can you please pull that up?
See, he was in the comments copping. This nigga, he was in the comments copping, please. This is crazy.
I mean, I didn't fart, so it is what it is.
Well.
Nevertheless, if I did, someone find that fucking clip and send it to me. Which only because I want to hear how it sounded on stream.
Yo, what? Yo, what is going on here? Yo,
what happened now? What'd I
do? Yo, what are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about, bro?
Hashtag Evu farted.
Yo, that nigga's he's like, shit, if I did, I want to hear it. What the fuck you talking about,
bro? Yeah, I didn't care. It feels like they're like giving way too much energy and stock into like the stands who like make up about 20 people. Because obviously Liv Morgan saying that to Becky is like leaning into the discourse. But again, it's such a small minority of people. I guess they want to give Liv a reason to do something. They're going to give her an angle to maybe turn heel or some shit. Whatever. If it's something to fill weeks of TV, then so be it. What I don't want it to be is a situation where, worst case scenario, she's added to the WrestleMania match. That would really suck, and I don't want it to happen. But it was just one of those things where Liv is just pissed off about her getting shafted, and she fights Becky for a couple weeks on TV. It's not the end of the world. What do you think about any of this, Jana?
I agree. Honestly, Liv, girl, please. We watched you.
We did watch you.
Thunderdome, babe. We've been watching.
Absolutely.
Pre-Thunderdome, we've been watching.
Yes, we have.
If something's not clicking, I'm not watching anymore. Okay. I feel like she has potential because she has her moments. She does that little sunset, whatever she does, that little power bomb. She does that every few matches or so. Like it's decent, but it's like my thing is, I hate when they do writing that it's like we're gonna give everybody a piece of the pie, because not for nothing, WrestleMania isn't supposed to be like everybody gets a shot. WrestleMania is that if you're the best of the best, you're the cream of the crop, then you're on the show. If you're not giving that, you're not going to be on the show. The only person who, if they did add somebody, I would be happy with is Nia, because she's been pulling her weight and she's actually been making waves in the division. I just feel like it shouldn't be a thing where it's like, but in 2017, I submitted you. So, like, girl, no.
Nobody cares.
You're not in the match, period.
Nobody cares.
Literally.
You did not win the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
You did not win the Elimination Chamber.
Mm-hmm.
Your claim to this match is, we were a tag team a couple years ago, and Rhea Ripley fucking broke my arm. Rhea Ripley has done the things to everybody in the division.
Nobody
So
makes the recipe to your mom's peach cobbler, bitch.
Yeah. Look, Liv Morgan, make peace with that pre-show tag match. The next thing on the show, Grayson Waller was backstage with an interview. The big takeaway from this is Waller made a line. He was next to Austin Theory. He made this line essentially suggesting that he did what he could to try to protect Grayson when to protect Theory when Theory caught a Cody cutter, which is not true. He let his boy get stomped out by Rollins and Cody. And so Theory kind of made a face like, no, you didn't. So they're obviously teasing dissension. I don't really care about that. If you're somebody that wants a Waller Theory match at WrestleMania, I think you need psychiatric evaluation. So we'll see what happens there. But that was that. Becky Lynch was backstage with Adam Pearce. She wants Nia. They're going to do Nia Becky next week on Raw. Their match at day one was the best Nia match of her career. So I'm up for the rematch. We had another backstage interview with Jey Uso. Jey Uso essentially was just kind of talking about how he's going to plan to get back in the title picture. He got screwed last week by Jimmy. Drew McIntyre walked in the frame to basically make fun of him for getting screwed. And then they got into a fight. So Jey Uso versus Drew next week on Raw. And then we had the main event of Raw. It was Cody Rhodes and Grayson Waller, 2-segment match. But coming out of the first commercial break, Cody won pretty quickly. Very short main event match. Cody won pretty handily on Grayson Waller, made quick work of him. Midway through the match, it was mentioned on commentary that Paul Heyman has been spotted backstage and people on social media noticed him. Heyman does come out after this match. He is with the NYP members of the off-duty members of the NYPD. And basically, he came out saying that I'm operating on behalf of The Rock, and that he said, I'm operating on behalf of The Rock, and I'm asking you to withdraw your challenge for The Rock at WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes refused to. He said, is this a bloodline setup? Heyman said, it's not a bloodline setup, and that we actually, basically said, like, I fuck with you, Cody. We cried in the ring last year talking to each other. They got on the apron. They were, the members of the NYPD were on the apron. Cody Rhodes basically let these guys know that I'm beating the shit out of everybody if they take a step further. They did take a step further. Cody beat up all the guards. Heyman stayed away. Cody got on the top turnbuckle, and what he said was, the bloodline are not hunting me. I am hunting the bloodline. Heyman was shook. He pulled out his 2 phones. He has a Rock phone and a Roman Reigns phone, and he said, call Roman Reigns. Call The Rock. And so he called both of them. And
I find it
PW
funny that they can't be on the same phone.
Yeah, it's utterly ridiculous. So Cody Rhodes, he's reportedly going to be on this week's SmackDown, reported by PW Insider. And the setup is there, folks. Cody Rhodes is on this week's SmackDown, and also scheduled for this week's SmackDown is Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Cody and Rock will be going face to face.
Cody, my brother, you come on. You don't want that.
Cody Rhodes is going face to face with The Rock this Friday. Rob, I'm gonna leave this one to you. What did you think of this development? What did you think of this ending?
I loved this ending. It was the only part I watched last night, the night before, but I watched that segment. I was locked in. I really liked Paul Heyman basically being like, yeah, these are police officers. They may be off duty, and as an off duty, I mean suspended. So he's just like, yeah, I brought 3 suspended officers on air to basically provide me security. They basically shield surrounded the ring, ran in the ring, got beat up by Cody Rhodes. He beat him up with a chair. I really liked this development within the bloodline, and I like how last year Cody was kind of showing fear. He wasn't really showing being like, oh, I'm fucking afraid of them. He wasn't. He was like, damn, like the bloodlines. Now he's like, oh, I'm not afraid of the fucking bloodline because I know what the bloodline's about. They always do this setup shit where it's always you walk out and then I get jumped from behind and I get beat up. And that's not how it's going this time. And I really liked how I'm very interested to see how they attack this thing on Friday because they can't have Cody and Rock go band for band. It's just not happening. It's not an outcome that people want. It's not something that people want.
Big Cody can absolutely go band for band with Dwayne Johnson.
You're smoking.
I think he can go band for band with him. He will go band for band with him. And his bands are taller. So,
Bro, you're on crack, brother. I'm telling you, it's not happening.
Absolutely not. Jonna, what did you think of the ending of SmackDown and the setup? I said Smack Raw and the setup. Go ahead.
It was cute. I liked it. I mean, was I like entirely moved by it? No, but I feel like the 2 phones thing was really funny. Like, call The Rock. So stupid.
As a cartoon character.
You know, I hyped up Cody, so I liked it. You know, I'm like, as long as they don't do no funny business at Mania, like I feel like the build to it is pretty decent. But if they pull a stunt and then he doesn't win, God forbid, I can only imagine.
If Cody doesn't win, I'm leaving Russell Pierce. So,
like that.
No, you're fucking not.
Yo, you think I'm joking, Rob? If Cody loses,
say you'll do a lot of things.
Yo, I'll dash retire.
You said it. You said if CM Punk gets hurt again.
If AO's listening, don't try to fucking call me to do a space after WrestleMania. I'm not doing it.
You do a lot of things, bro.
I'm not doing that space.
And say a lot of things.
I'm not doing that podcast.
So dramatic. You're just so dramatic. Sorry, he's done this all the time. He said he was like earlier last year. He was like, I don't know how I'm gonna feel if CM Punk goes back to WWE. CM Punk went back to WWE, and this nigga was hands on the floor, feet on the wall, twerking in the air, brother.
That's actually not true. I was literally in the Survivor Series review saying that I'm not really sure. So don't, why are you making up history?
Listen. The bottom line is your ass is not going anywhere. If he doesn't fucking win that belt at WrestleMania, you're not going anywhere.
Brother, Cody
be on Twitter the next day.
Don't test me. I took a week off when Rock.
Imagine if he does lose though. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you think that he'll possibly lose? I'm gonna give it a 4.
I think Cody's winning. And
I did that last year, and then I was sitting in the living room, and I literally exited Peacock.
Jonna, did you see that clip? Jonna, did you see that clip of it was Jacob Fatu and Zilla Fatu? Did you see that clip of them doing the pop-up Samoan Spike on that I forgot who it was. Yo.
There's some dude in GCW.
All I'm saying is Cody Rhodes, you better watch out, buddy. Better watch your back.
Oh my God. Somebody in the comments said that Ibu's replacement is going to be IB's.
That's crazy. Listen, he could have the spot. San Antonio Spurs said, no way Monty's letting you out of the contract early. I'll take Monty to court, and AO will be my lawyer. So
there will be no court and there will be no lawyer because your ass is not going anywhere if he loses. It's so dramatic.
Rob really thinks I'm playing. Oh, like, Rob really think I'm playing. Did I not get off Twitter for a week when Dwayne got
your ass? Your ass was on Twitter. You just weren't tweeting. That's not getting off Twitter. Getting off Twitter is deleting Twitter and not being on Twitter.
I'm deleting the app this time. Nobody's gonna get me to do
your ass was in
that night.
Your side would never represent you even.
Evie Dahmer is crazy.
But your ass is, bro. Okay. We'll see. We will see.
We shall see.
I don't think you're dumb enough to do that, though. I hope not.
No, that's the thing. Like that would take like generational incompetence. So,
well, you know, Triple H, the story's never finished.
I can't do it.
He's a cockhead, yeah, for sure. But folks, that was the episode of Raw. Send us some super chats. Get these last super chats in. We're going to answer through some of these and hang out with you guys for a little bit. This is our little corner where we answer your questions and field your takes and opinions. So get those last couple ones in because we're going to start wrapping this thing up. Let's get these underway, Rob. What do we have for
all right, first super chat, Ryan Muhammad, 199 pounds. If Paul Heyman goes into the WWE Hall of Fame, who inducts him?
If you asked a few months ago, I would have said Brock. But...
Right. Even though Brock doing the Hall of Fame speech is insane. But
they might just do it. They might just have Punk do it.
CM Punk could do it. Tommy Dreamer could do it.
Yeah, you know Tommy can't wait to run up on stage with Paul Heyman.
Nigga, if they hit up TNA like, yo, Tommy, can you be at the Hall of Fame? He's running there so fast.
They're gonna have to lower. They're gonna have to lower the panel. They have to lower the fucking podium so Tommy Dreamer could do it on his knees. That's how fast that nigga would
It's
run.
either Heyman or it's Dreamer or it's it's
I think Roman.
What do you say?
I think like would be a good candidate.
Cool.
You like that? Oh, Roman.
Yeah.
He could. It definitely could be Roman.
He revitalized Roman. Well, his presence revitalized Roman's character. So I feel like
I'm gonna say he's also made Roman the most money. He's made the most money, I think, with Roman, either Roman or Brock.
I feel like money wise, he probably with Roman.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Damn, Brock really fumbled the bag with that one. Ugh.
What a moron. Anyway, next super chat, Margaret Thatcher's Ghost, $2. Hashtag we want Liv better than that Irish woman.
You didn't even spell want right.
Exactly.
So there goes that. Sorry.
Yo, come on. Yeah. Next super chat. So Somganda Chanko, 14 Czar. If they add Liv to that match, I'm skipping it. Boo! Come on, guys.
Me too.
Not that bad.
Me too. I'm skipping that.
She's not that bad.
Hateration aside, it wouldn't even be good for her. It would just be lazy booking. That's like a one and done thing that it wouldn't even be logical to like keep.
It wouldn't even right, and it wouldn't even because they just did the same fucking thing with Cody Rhodes.
Exactly. So
that shit would be so trash, bro. Like
Desires, $1.99. Is Julia WWE bound? Still WWE bound? I need her versus Rhea. Yes.
The expectation is that she's going to start out in Rossy Ogawa's new promotion and help get it off the ground and do a couple months there in the springtime. And that by the end of 2024, she will be starting with WWE.
That's gonna be
because WWE recruits. Since she's going to NXT, WWE recruits usually don't start showing up to like around later on this year.
I can tell you guys that she already gave them a verbal agreement. So they have an understanding of what her plan is, which is basically like, I'm gonna do something first and then come to y'all. And what that something ended up being was this Rossy Ogawa promotion.
But kudos to her though, to like
absolutely
making sure her guy is chill before she just dips.
He said that nigga Rossi was trying to cause a Rico. Mid takes 199. Gable versus Walt is the agenda. Ibu, I need some wings. It's crazy.
Whoa.
Yo, that's crazy.
You like girls, son?
that's crazy, yo.
Need some wings.
I do make some good wings. You know what I mean?
What?
I make.
I should order Wingstop actually.
Black Yakuzu, $5.94 $5. So if Gable faces Gunther, Sami doesn't get inserted into the Drew Seth match. What does he do at Mania? Is he just off the card?
If Sami doesn't get inserted to the, no, I think if Gable gets the Gunther match, Sami will absolutely. I think he finds his way into that main title match.
Yeah.
So there you go. Robert.
Hush, $1.99. Who will lead the tag division in the Triple H era? I think.
Oh God.
I think it'll be DIY.
Unfortunately.
After they get it from Awesome Truth.
Unfortunately.
What about the new Catch Republic?
They should absolutely split the tag titles and bring back the old tag titles.
No more unifications, please. Like, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it.
Think about how many good teams are on SmackDown. We have Joaquin and Raul, the LWO. We have the Garzas. We have the Street Profits. We have the new Catch Republic. You have the Good Brothers. You have AOP, Pretty Deadly. And that's all on the SmackDown side. On the Raw side, you got DIY. You got Imperium, New Day, the Creeds, both Judgment Day teams. So there's
bring back the old designs. Bring back the old one from the 80s, the old tag team titles for Raw, and bring back the old tag team titles from 2003 to like 10 for the fucking
Right, no
SmackDown.
more unifications. Like, I'm over it. I'm sick and tired.
I'm over it. I hear you. Thanks for the super chat.
Alrighty. Will Chisholm, $5. It's going to be nasty when the Good Brothers win the tag titles and Tama Tonga wins the NXT title at Stand and Deliver. Oh my, don't suck my timeline. Yo,
Could you
do
imagine
not.
Tama Tonga? Could you imagine Tama Tonga like was in NXT? He was like the top guy in NXT. That nigga's 40.
All right, party's over, Grandpa.
Party's over, Grandpa.
Hey man,
That'd be funny.
he's doing his fucking thing. Hush, 199. Big Rome and Dwayne is in Ari's ear as we speak.
Shit, at this rate, I would.
You know,
They are gigantic politicians.
Mm-hmm.
you know, Cody Rhodes didn't sell out this gate. Just all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Will Chisholm, $5. I think Tama will be okay at WWE. I am slick a card if Julia goes to NXT because the
Will, you're
HBK
killing me with this.
Yo,
Will,
I'm
I
please.
think he means scared, guys.
oh, I am
Just
slick
proofread,
scared.
Will, please.
I am slick scared if Julia goes to NXT because the HBK booking is sick sometimes.
Shawn Michaels
I'm
is
scared
indeed
about
out of his. Shawn is absolutely out of his fucking mind.
He's doing his thing.
So that's definitely a possible concern. We'll see what happens.
It could go really well or really
He's
bad.
doing his thing.
I agree. See, the
Yeah,
quick and
what?
painless version of our NXT run is what Dragon Lee did, which is he comes in, he's the exact same as he was in New Japan, and he just has good matches and leaves. Like that's the best case scenario.
All right. Darren Walker, £5. Jada Parker wrestling tonight. So we got NXT review tomorrow. She's the new Sasha. I know Ibu's a fan too.
Oh, girl.
I'm a
Don't
big
do
fan.
that.
I'm a big fan of Jada Parker. There is no new Sasha Banks. There is no other Sasha Banks. There's no second Sasha Banks. There never will be a second Sasha
Let
Banks.
me say something, okay? The problem and a reason why a lot of fans turn on these NXT superstars or wrestlers in general is because you guys always want them to be the new XYZ. You want them to be the new Four Horsewomen. You want them to be the next HBK, the next Bailey, the next whoever. Let them be themselves, because once you see that they can't perform like said person, then you're going to be like, oh, she's overrated. She's overpushed. Like, babe, you just called her the next Sasha Banks.
It's also a disservice to these like greener, newer talents when like so much is thrown on them, and then like people make decisions on how good they are like way too prematurely.
Exactly. Like, just let them be their own. That's why wrestling fans turn on people so quickly. They want the next XYZ. You gotta let people be themselves. That's how they become stars, not living in somebody else's shadow.
Well said. Very well said. Thank you for the super
Murph.
chat.
Yo, Murph, what is going on, bro?
What in the fuck?
Yo, Murph, what you got going on, bro? Like,
what you got going on?
Murph, you feeling all right, bro? Murph,
right,
199 says oil yourself up, Rob. Murph,
Hey.
what do you got going on, dude?
You all right, bro?
Yeah,
I
bro.
think
Yeah,
Murph is going through something.
It's that frat behavior, bro. It's getting
It's the residual feelings from Valentine's Day.
I guess so.
Just feeling romantic.
Mid takes 0. Rob needs some wings, I think. Yo, what is happening on these super chats?
I don't know, bro. It's getting crazy.
Yo, what is y'all? Yeah.
You want wings, Rob? Is that was going on?
All right, bro. All right, bro. I'm going to HR. Murph, YouTube, 199. Watch Dumb Guy live tonight, even though the kid isn't on. Yes, watch Dumb Guy live tonight. They will be basically talking about what we talked about the other night, which is New Japan and the crisis that they are in tonight. So make sure y'all check them out tonight.
Absolutely.
So, Austin Kinkle, $5. Liv can finish her story by beating the Kabuki Warriors at WrestleMania with Raquel. Also, Dumb Guy Live is at 6:30 CST, 7:30 EST tonight. Go ahead. Jono, respond to the super chat.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't agree. But, wishful thinking. I feel like if they brought back the Women's Battle Royal, they could have her shine there. I'm tired of watching her just thrown into stuff. The thing with Liv is I feel like she would have so much potential if she was put into a story that actually benefited her and allowed her to grow instead of keeping her as just this, watch me. We watched. Do something else. Let's watch you do something else. But no, I would rather see Shayna and Zoe, not going to lie, beat the Kabuki Warriors at Mania. I think Shayna needs that oomph again to get back in the spotlight. I think it's just how she's booked right now. That's kind of like in a weird state of limbo.
For sure. Thank you for the super chat, Austin.
Hush 199. Evil Wings or Val Venus podcast?
Jesus Christ.
That's the easy choice. You gotta be real. Let's be, come on. Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest.
Let's see.
I like the Val Venus spelling.
Let's just be completely honest here, I make good things and I maintain this.
I gotta sometimes you gotta see what Val Venus talks about. You know what I'm saying?
What?
What happened? Huh?
What?
Huh?
Next super chat.
I can't. It's breaking up. I can't.
Is that the last super chat?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the Raw review. Russell Pierce went through the show, gave you guys some pretty good insight and some good laughs. I hope you guys enjoyed it and had a good time. Thank you so much for stopping by. We maintained over 200 viewers for the majority of this podcast, which is just remarkable for an afternoon show. You guys, we can't thank you enough for the support. So I'm going to give a special thanks to Jonna for being an amazing professional on today's show. Today's show. Rob, you were also there. I appreciate you for producing and doing your thing.
Also there.
And special thanks to me for being just a fucking super smart, intellectual, sexy beast. Ladies and gentlemen, this was the Raw review. I will see you guys next week at Wrestle Pierce Worldwide. Take care, and thank you guys.